All right, this is Tennyson E Stead, writer and director of Quantum Theory. And this is another 8-sided blog today about transparency, both the need to provide it and also why people sometimes talk around issues and why they go out of their way to maintain a lack of transparency. And this is because very specifically, I had a meeting the other day that it was a phone call meeting that emphasized just how backwards Hollywood can get sometimes about the need for clear, concise, accurate communication. There was a costume design job posted online for Declassified, which is the web series that we're producing. We found a costume designer. She's very good. She does all the things we need her to do. She's fantastic, and she's a delight to work with. And I'll be posting more about that on the Declassified GoFundMe page. So if you'd like more information, visit me on Twitter. My Twitter is always the best place to go if you want information about projects I'm involved in. I keep my Twitter immaculately curated. So, Tennyson, Tennysonestead, at Tennyson E Stead on Twitter. That's where you go. And there's links every day to the Declassified. So, one of the other applicants sent me a note saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this job. I said, that's great. What I really need is to see some of your work. So send me some links, send me some, and there was a back and forth. She was like, well, I can do that later, but let me just get on the phone with you. I'm like, well, there's nothing for us to talk about until I verify. I mean, we're meeting over the internet. So just on the most basic level, I said, I need to see that you actually do build costumes. I need to see some costumes that you built, both because I need to see how you built them and because I need to see that you built them. And, she reassured me, okay. And then I get a phone call the next day before having seen any of this stuff. And she gets on the phone, she's like, hi, I just wanted to say hi, let you know what's going on. We want to talk about this. And I said, well, as I've said in previous conversations, I said, this is a situation where I need to look at your work, both because I need to find out that you're actually doing work, because here we are meeting over the internet, we don't know one another, and also because I need to find out the level of specificity that you approach your work with. And once I've verified that, we can talk about some details. And what she told me was, I don't like your, what's the word? I forget the word, but it was something to the candor, something to the effect of candor. I don't like your forthrightness. That was the word, forthrightness. And basically I said, that's fine. You don't have to like it. We don't have to do business. Have a nice day. Got off the phone. But it just, man, it stuck with me because who wouldn't want someone to be real with them in business? Who wouldn't want someone to say, here's what I need, let's get it done. Let's do this and this and this, and then we can move forward. That's clear. My decision-making process is not ambiguous. It's very easy to understand. If you have questions about it, I'll answer them. That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? But to think that somehow there's a better way than the most efficient way to get that decision made, that's, and so why? Why would a person not want clear communication about what it's going to take to make something work? Why would they not want to know as clearly and specifically as possible what's needed from them? Why would they not want to know that? And the reason is because they want to slow the process down to the point where they can create an emotional connection and a sense of attachment as people before they get to that point, because they know they're not going to provide what's needed. They know they're not going to get there. They know that they don't have what you're asking for. So what they want to do is create a sense of emotional need for them just to be there. They want to create a friendship, or whatever you want to call it, where two people just need each other for emotional support. And then when they turn around, they say, okay, so those things you need I don't actually have. But let's talk about what I can do. At that point, you're much more likely to say, well, I really needed this thing, and you're not giving it to me, and that's the whole reason I hired you in the first place. But since I have this need for you now, since I've grown into a person who needs your emotional support, let's find a way to make sure that you're still getting paid for that work, and let's find a way to make sure that you get credit for something. You know what I mean? And that's unprofessional. To put it very succinctly, that is exactly what unprofessionalism means. It means sacrificing the professional needs of our production in exchange for more personal crap. And we don't do it. We don't want it. Nobody wants that unless they actually don't have something to offer the community professionally. When people talk to you as you're building your career about networking as a thing that revolves around becoming friends with people or building relationships first, please, 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 put your feelers out for the red flags. Start looking for problems, because those problems are probably there and they're probably going to impact your production. It's a trap, is what I'm saying. When people have what other people need, they can just say that. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. So you need costumes. Here's what I'm good at. Here's how I build costumes. I excel in these particular areas. I really think I can help you. What kind of money do you have? How do we make this work? That's a conversation about professionalism. That's how two people come together and establish a goal together by saying, okay, I have these things to offer and I have these needs, and can you meet my needs, and do you need what I have to offer? That's it. And frankly, most of my very best professional relationships that have evolved into friendships because we do that for one another. They've evolved into friendships because we've been so reliable for so long that we've become attached to one another, because we've come to recognize that when that person is in the room, when that person's on my set, everything's going to be fine. Everything's taken care of. Those are the relationships you want. And then that sense of security builds a bond that can carry other emotions. And that's how you become friends with people that you wouldn't otherwise be friends with. That's how friendships are built that sort of defy the obvious, how did I become friends with this? Well, they're just they're always there when I need them. Those are the best friendships, right? Well, it's just as true in a professional environment. So when the starting point of a relationship is, okay, let's not talk about what you need right now. Let's not talk about what the show needs. When that's the starting point of a relationship, that person is, I guarantee you, trying to hide the fact that they don't actually have what the show needs and they can't do what you need them to do. Even if they're anticipating what that is. Maybe they can do what you need them to do, and they are just assuming things about what you need from them, and they're hiding from those assumptions. But in that case, why are you so insecure? Why can't you just tell me what you're good at? Why can't you just tell me what resources you require? Why can't you just tell me, And sometimes in those conversations, when I'm getting that real with people about a production, somebody will ask a question that pinpoints an area where I'm not as secure, or pinpoints an area where the production isn't as strong, And that's a good part of the process, but you got to be confident enough in yourself that you're going to solve those problems to address it up front. So instead of trying to shoo the conversation away from those points, what you say is, yep, you've touched on a risk. That's an area where we're not as prepared as we want to be. Here are the things that we're doing about that. And here are the things that I anticipate we will do before we open that will help address that problem. Here's the plan that we have, and here's the people who are good at executing that plan. Wow, you're absolutely right. That hadn't occurred to me. That is a big problem that we're going to have to contend with. Do you have any suggestions? That's going to do a hell of a lot more to earn someone's trust if they're real, if they really want the show to succeed, then we try not to think about that. Some version of, we try not to ask those, yes, but look at this shiny object over here. Folks, it's no good trying to hide from transparency. It never says anything about us that's positive. It creates problems for the production. Please, let's all of us own our strengths and our shortcomings and take confidence from the work that we've done and the excellence we've created, to the degree that we can look someone in the face and tell them what we're capable of, what we do, what we have done. Be responsible for our successes and our failures, and be responsible for the state of the productions that we're involved in right now. And let's build from that foundation. Okay? Constant, clear, transparent communication always makes the community stronger, and it makes all of our productions stronger. That's the end of this vlog. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please give us a like down on the like button. Give us a little subscribe down at the bottom of this window. And follow the 8-Sided blog here on YouTube. And if you have personal questions for me, find me on Twitter at Tennyson E Stead, TennySonEstead. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.